Happy Saturday, Connect fam. Welcome to another insightful episode, the Connect Network on the CW. I'm your girl Stitches, my gal pal Sandy Glant and Wendy Morales. They're off today, but don't worry at all. We have some empowering women here to keep you company. Well, keep us company. And we're going to be discussing how we can step into this new season healthier and wealthier. And this Women's History Month, we're going to be celebrating continuously with a lineup of female entrepreneurs. They're going to be coming by to give us the tools needed to really maintain a healthy and wealthy lifestyle and business. And my first guest today is here to give those daily tools that can help really live the dream life that you've always wanted to or maybe thought about. Executive coach and entrepreneur, public speaker, and best-selling author. She's all the things, honey. Stacey L. How are you, Stacey?
Hey, I'm doing very well. Thank you so much. It's good to be here.
Thank you so much for coming on to the show. So let me pronounce it properly because I'm gonna call you Stacey L just because I like the way it sounds.
Right. So it's like Simon Says, Lou says.
Lou says, oh,
yeah.
I like it. Stacey Lou says, Stacey L. I like it. So Stacey Lou says, let's get this straight. Evolution executive coaching is executive coaching practice. So why do female executives need support? Why do you think?
You mentioned it this month, right? This month it's Women's History Month. So all of the places were being celebrated and sort of accoladed. But the reality is, and this is based on a report by McKinsey and Company and leanin.org, that only 24% of C-suite positions in 2022 are held by women, even though we represent 47% of the workforce in the US. And on top of that, on payscale.com, we only earn 82 cents for every dollar earned by men. So that's a huge pay gap. And then work-life balance, right? We've all heard last year was the Great Resignation and all of these things. We're talking more about burnout and wellness and mental kind of aptitude and emotional intelligence and all of those things. So while we do have some seats at the table in executive positions, they're limited. And not only are they limited, but when we make it to the table, we're not being paid equally as the dudes next to us. And then we are too tired to level up because we got to go home and take care of the little ones.
Right. And so thank you for going into that. So tell us, what services do you provide at Evolution Executive Coaching, and what do you see really women needing support in specifically?
Yeah, I feel like when we get to midlife, I'm in my 40s, we all have this notion of, is this it, right? Because the runway in front of us is certainly shorter than the runway behind us. And so a lot of us are thinking about what's my purpose, right? And on the heels of that, if you are an executive or in a leadership role or running a company, you want to have purpose-driven leadership. And in order to do that, we need to kind of be free to make some choices that really empower us to rise to kind of that full potential of our life. The problem is we feel really stuck in status quo.
Okay.
And if life has greater meaning and we want to rise to that full potential, right, we got to break through that status quo. And sometimes that feels hard on top of everything else I just said, which is why, through seminars and courses, digital courses and workshops and one-on-one coaching, I help women move from feeling stuck and kind of weary and afraid, frankly, step and taking back that freedom and really living not only with purpose, but rising in their own power.
Right. So I want to ask you this. In your experience, what is the most common mistake seen female executives make? Is authenticity something important to tap into?
Because we've been conditioned, from childhood to really question, if I show up as my true self, are people going to like me? And so I think the number one thing that I see women doing when they get to executive positions is they are almost overly collaborative and not really settling into a position of power and authority and making strong decisions. And I think that propensity to stop ourselves or hold back because we don't want to fail and be shown out or found out rather, really hinders a lot of women from really taking it there, whether it's innovation or creativity or the things that really make us, the game changers in this kind of generation that we're in.
Nice. So I want to ask you, how do you help women overcome that feeling of being stuck? Like we hear it all the time, the glass ceiling, the concrete ceiling. Like, how do you help that? How do you help?
So a strategy, and I'll challenge you to do it too, right? We're chatting, and anybody listening, if you're 80 years old and you're in a rocking chair, right? Like if you're in your 40s or 50s, that's coming up, right? In a couple of decades. And the thing about us is we think we have a lot of time. And like I said, the runway behind us is often bigger than the one in front of us. And the one in front of us probably looks a little bit shaky because guess what? We haven't been taking care of our health. Our relationships are in shambles. We aren't making the kind of money we want, and we're closer to retirement. Maybe we don't have that money saved up for the kids, or on this side, maybe some of us are taking care of our aging and ailing parents. So we are literally at a crossroads, and being stuck here is not doing anybody any good. So one of the exercises I walk people through is to write your eulogy. Pretend you're literally standing at your own funeral and you are listening to what's being said about you, and write it as it is today, no frills. The reality, that gap is really what's so powerful. Understanding your current state and then seeing truly where you are, that's the gap I work to help people close.
So I think I definitely heard you say write your own eulogy. Is that what you said?
I did. It's hard, man.
Ooh, oh my word. Okay, so now let's talk about this. I've heard this flying around, and you also mentioned this, the good witch system. What is this?
It's the good witch syndrome, right?
Syndrome. Okay.
Yeah. So it's this kind of, it's a concept where women in particular, especially those of us late 30s, 40s, maybe even early 50s, unintentionally sabotage our own success and happiness. And this really comes from this deep-seated belief that we must always be giving, nurturing, and self-sacrificing to be worthy. This selflessness that we have, and we're kind of holding that up as a banner of a triumphant thing, does not pay us off, especially as we get into our premenopause, menopausal stages and have comorbidities. So maybe we're tapping on being, that couple of pounds overweight is now into obesity. Maybe we have high blood pressure. Maybe we have high cholesterol. So now we're looking at struggling with just all of the things. And the low self-worth piece, we're undeserving of being successful and happy. Exactly. And I think that some ways to overcome this, we've got to reframe what self-care means, right? Like caring for ourselves isn't selfish. It really is essential.
Right. Because I said good with child. I don't know about that now, honey. But let's delve into this if we can, getting the actual practical tools that we can use today to help get that dream life. What would you say?
So the first thing is kind of back to that, assessing where you are, right? Having that clarity around what is it that's missing from your life. For a lot of us at this stage, really, we hinge on maybe three things. One is definitely finances and financial security and feeling confident and secure in how we're prepared for the future. The second thing really is about our own health and our own mortality. Like a lot of us are in stages where maybe we've had friends with diagnoses of cancer, like all of the things. And we're really worried because secretly maybe we haven't done and we aren't doing the things that we're supposed to do to take care of ourselves, to take care of our physical health and wealth. And then relationships. A lot of people, whether you're a single mama or divorced or in a toxic relationship, or you are the head of household or whatever it is, we don't have the time sometimes to really curate the quality of relationships that will sustain us in our later years, or even sustaining us right now. And so a lot of it has to do with identifying some of those gaps, understanding what it is about your life that you want to change. And a lot of us don't actually even know like what that means. What type of quality relationship do you want with your spouse? Like even with my husband, we've been married 20 years. And that's not like a badge of honor. It is what it is. We work with it.
Amen. That is great. 20 years and 20 plus more. Hey, we're rooting for you. It is a good thing. In 2024, that's a good thing. So
yeah, but it takes work, right? It takes work.
I'm still waiting for the ring, honey. So keep me in your prayers, Stacey. Okay. So I'm writing that on paper. So truly, what is the best way? I know our Connect fam wants to know how they can stay tapped in with you. How can they do that and take advantage of your executive coaching services?
Yeah.
Please share.
Yeah. So they're going to share some links. I can be found on LinkedIn and on Instagram at Stacey.Luces. And in my bio, there's a link with all of my services. I created a bunch of freebies for you. Two of them will help you kind of discover what I started talking about here, like what kind of legacy are you leaving? It's a cute little checklist. And if you haven't started or even thought about some of those things, it's a great starting point. The second one is I'm happy to offer a free clarity session. If you want to talk about it or you're just sitting there crying like, oh my God, my eulogy sucks and I need help. And so that's kind of the place to go find me. And then I'm offering a special discount for anybody kind of coming in, hearing me on the show. I've got a digital course debuting. It's called From 9 to 5 to Feeling More Alive. And so I'm happy to offer everybody a 30% discount on that should they want it.
Thank you so much for joining us, Stacy. So many great tips. And Connect Fam, have you written your eulogy? I'm about to say eulogy, child. I can't even say it. Something to think about, but don't move, Connect Fam. There's so much more to come. She's not new to the Connect family. Coming up is CPA, financial planner, entrepreneur, and professor. She's all the things. Oyinka Coakley is back.
To signs of aging and inflammation caused by an imbalance in the trillions of microbes on your skin's microbiome surface. The Dermabiome Collection by Gleam Beauty is a groundbreaking blend of science and nature designed to restore your skin's delicate ecosystem and soothe skin irritation, offering a one-of-a-kind solution not found elsewhere on the market. Gleam Beauty, changing lives, one face at a time.
Let's face it, social media depends on great graphic design. It boosts engagement, improves user experience, and makes advertising more effective. Stand out in a crowded feed and capture the attention of potential followers and clients today. Learn more at theconnectonline.com. We've got you covered.
95% of businesses fail in the first 5 years. It is sad. And one of the number one reasons is because of the lack of capital. Hi, winners. My name is Terry Kauser, and I'm a credit expert. And I specialize in helping entrepreneurs and investors leverage their personal and business credit to get $100,000 and more in funding super fast. I can't wait to share with you on The Connect Show.
Welcome back, Connect family. Your girl Stitch is here on the Connect Network TV, right here on the CW. So spring is officially here, and all day we've been discussing really achieving healthy and wealthy goals, if you can say, for the new season. So right now we have a financial expert with over 20 plus years in the industry. As a friend of the show, she's actually agreed to give her expert financial advice for the month of March, celebrating Women's History Month. So as women, we want and need and should have much support and really support each other. So we're super grateful to have her back on the show, reintroducing entrepreneur, financial planner, CPA professor, all the things, Oyinka Coakley. Welcome back, Oyinka. Thank you for joining
us. Nice to be back. I'm so happy to be here.
Thank you. And loving the green, darling. Purple and green. Why not?
Yes. We are.
So you are sharing 4 ways to secure your financial future. And the first is something we all hear all the time, pretty much, building an emergency fund. Can we start there?
Most people are one paycheck away from not being able to pay their rent. We're living in very tough times. Inflation is very high. Housing is eating up a large chunk of our income. So you need to have some way of just putting aside any little bit you can to make sure you have some money for a rainy day. So what I always suggest is to start with automatic withdrawals from your account to a savings account on a regular basis. So I suggest you open up accounts at banks that are not in your local community, and don't even order a debit card for that account. That way, when the money is automatically deducted from your account, it takes a little bit of effort for you to transfer or get access to those funds. It makes it a lot easier to save. And a lot of us are, getting this side hustle lately. Whatever that side hustle is, make a dedicated effort to put half of those funds into a savings account. So, yes, we want to spend and we see all this extra money coming in from that side gig that's really taking off, but be diligent. Put half of those funds into a savings account and you'll see growth relatively quickly. And a lot of us are complaining about interest rates being so high, but it's a benefit in some ways because there are several high yield savings accounts. Some out there are paying 5% interest on your savings balances. So that's another way for your savings to grow.
I love it. And I can attest because I've done that and it worked. And as soon as I got the debit card, I was paying off stuff for events and for community programs and chat. Yeah. So I'm no. No. So thank you for sharing that.
Absolutely.
So you also mentioned pay off your credit card bills. Statistics are showing in America this is really tough right now. As a country, we're carrying, to my understanding, $1.3 trillion in debt. Interest rates are high, like you mentioned. Where do we start, or how do we start from there?
You are absolutely correct. 1 trillion is the credit card balance of Americans. And for us in Florida, guess what? We are the 8th largest state in debt with an average of $8,000 in credit card debt. So it's very difficult to pay down on credit cards, especially when, most of our income is just going to paying off our housing and, just living expenses. But one way that I found that is super effective is called a stacking method. You start out with your smallest credit card balance. A lot of us have these cards maybe with 200, 500. Pay them off in order from smallest to largest. And on the other cards, pay that minimum. As long as the minimum is covering the interest that's being charged on a monthly basis, so that card won't grow. And once that small card is paid off, the amount you were paying on that card added to your second smallest card. And now you're doubling up on the payment to that card. And you'll see those payments start stacking until you've paid off those credit card balances. Another way that a lot of people may think is counterintuitive is go get another credit card. A lot of your new cards will offer 0% interest on balance transfers. And that way, if you have a card that's that's charging you 24% interest, transfer the balance from that card to the 0% interest card. And now, instead of paying, interest, you're just paying straight down on the principal. 4% is only 2 months of interest. If you weren't going to pay off that other card in 2 months, you're going to be saving once you get past that 2-month mark, because after that, you're not paying any interest.
So let's get to number 3. And thank you for sharing that. Number 3, start saving for retirement. So let's talk 401k, IRA. How do we begin?
Well, first, I want to give you some statistics. 51% of elderly women are getting their income from Social Security. And in fact, 1 out of 4, Social Security is their only source of income. And as we know, Social Security is not enough usually to cover your daily living expenses. So a 401k plan can be either employer sponsored, or if you're self-employed, you can get a solo 401k plan. Most people don't even realize that if you are a solopreneur, like a lot of your viewers, you can have a 401k plan. As long as you don't have any employees, you can start a solo 401k plan. So you as the employee can contribute, and your company as the employer can make a matching contribution. So it helps to double your savings. In fact, the 401k contribution limits are $23,000. So you can save up to $23,000 per year tax deferred. And if you're self-employed, you can match up to 25% of your income. So not only are you personally saving up to 23,000, your employer or your company is putting 25% of your income into that account as well. You will see your savings skyrocket.
And number 4, which is most important, we talked about credit card debt. We talked about emergency funds, IRAs, and all the things. So now let's get into working with a financial planner. Why is this critical, or is it?
I believe working with a financial planner is critical. Most of us don't have the knowledge to know exactly what to invest in, how to grow our money, what's a smart way to save for retirement. But a financial planner, if they're a good financial planner, not only cares about your investments, but they care about your financial future as a whole. So they'll help you set goals around estate planning, your wills and trusts and things like that. They talk to you about life insurance. They're trying to basically help you protect you from risk. So a good financial planner helps you to not only grow financially, but also protect the income that you've generated.
Awesome. I love it. Thank you so much, Oinka. So
You're welcome.
A quick question I got to ask about this. Do we all need a trust or no? And we hear about this all the while, but do we need a trust or not really?
I would say having a trust is very individualized. A lot of people now are saying everybody needs a trust. Ask them why. Most people want to put assets into a trust because they have assets they want to protect. You want to pass down to your children. You don't want it to have to go through probate, if you pass away. So there are some real benefits, but there are costs involved with having a trust. The trust has to be funded. So you have to make sure, you have an executor over that trust, somebody you can trust that has your best interest at heart, especially once you've passed away. They're going to execute your instructions the way you intended. So there's a lot that goes into having a trust. So I wouldn't just go out there and get one just because somebody on the internet says I need one. I will really sit down with a financial planner to talk about what your goals are and see if a trust is in line with your financial goals.
And my ears are ringing. So that means Connect Fam is asking this question. When do you know I need a trust? Is there a bracket to hit, or is there a certain median you need to be on to know, like, okay, you need a trust?
No, I would say once you have some assets that you want to protect, let's say your home or these, stock accounts or, savings accounts, investment properties that you don't want to go through the probate process, then you would put them in a trust.
Okay.
Yeah.
And find someone who has your best interest that can guide you through.
Correct. You need an executor on that trust to make sure that they are, that the trust is meeting your goals, and that once you're not here, the goals, your plans for that trust are being executed
properly. I love it. A trust for your trust. Nice.
Yes.
Unfortunately, that is all the time we have this morning. So thank you so much, Oinka. Please, I know some of our Connect fam are still asking how they can connect with you because they trust you. Where can they go and how can they tap into you, and even some of the businesses that you have in Hollywood as well?
So the easiest way to get in touch with me is on Instagram. I am at Oyinka the Professor. You can always send me a message, or you can go to my website, oyinkatheprofessor.com, schedule a consultation. Like Stitches said, I have 2 venues in Hollywood. So if you're looking to host an event, you can reach me at thesweetone.com. We'd be happy to host your next event.
I love that. Thank you so much. Get your tea, get your water, whatever you drink in the morning. It's not my business. Just come right back.
So, have you launched your podcast yet? What are you waiting for? If you are looking for the ultimate marketing tool to elevate your brand and your business, look no further. We are introducing the power of podcasting. In a world where attention is fleeting, podcasts offer a unique advantage. With more than 100 million podcast listeners worldwide, your voice can reach a vast and engaged audience. Podcasts provide a personal connection, forging a bond between you, your listeners, and everyone out there waiting to learn more about you. This is where you'll share your expertise, tell captivating stories, and showcase your brand's values, all through the power of audio. Now, unlike traditional advertising, podcasts offer an uninterrupted platform. Your message resonates with listeners who willingly invite you into their lives, fostering trust and loyalty. And with a podcast, you become an authority in your industry, increasing your brand's credibility and engaging with thought leaders, interview experts, and you're able to now build a community of dedicated followers. But best of all, podcasts are versatile, seamlessly integrate your brand's message, the products, and your services in this one platform within the content. You're subtle about promoting your business, but you're providing valuable insights. So why wait? Harness the power of podcasting to skyrocket your brand and business to new heights. And you can start sharing your voice and connecting with your audience and unlocking unlimited marketing potential today. So if you're ready to transform your brand, we have a variety of price options for you to start your podcast journey now. Just head over to our website, www.theconnectonline.com, and click Services.
Jessica Cherry, founder of the award-winning blog Life of a Cherry Wife. If you're looking to follow for mom and lifestyle content, fashion, Latina life, and good vibes, this is the place for you. Head over to www.lifeofacherrywife.com for the latest in these areas. Follow me on social at Life of a Cherry Wife.
Favorite entertainer, creator, London the Bridge Knighton, and I have new music out. Yes. Go now to wherever you stream and listen to your music and search London Knighton, LUNDONKNIGHTEN. You'll love my new take on classic gems, The Closer I Get to You, as well as get into the sexy holiday spirit with my version of All I Want for Christmas. Your girl just booked the movie too, so catch me Saturdays giving hot juicy tea on the Connect Network TV on the CW.
Welcome back, Connect fam. Your girl Stitch is here. And of course, next week, Sandy Glant, my gal pal, and Wendy Morales will be back. But we hope you enjoyed the show. We'll see you next week. The Connect Network TV right here on the CW. As always, God bless, stay beautiful. Call somebody and tell them you love them so they can hear it and receive it. And celebrate those amazing women in your life. Love you for free. That's my dance. I don't have my gals today. So Connect fam, it's you and I today.
You're watching the Connect Network TV on the CW.